Alexandri, sure is the target, took it nicely, hit it well, and there is the hat-trick for Khadija Shaw. And Spurs were simply blown away by a sensational Manchester City showing.
Throw in the fact that this is being played at the Etihad Stadium, and you get the sense that we are about to witness something very special indeed.
Bunny Shaw, some people have labelled her the best forward in the world right now.
In respect of City, there's a lot more to come.
City have got a lot more potential. We have such a good team and we're very ambitious, and we still know the feeling from last season.
How many times have we seen this from Leah Alejandro?
Well, it's another win. Bunny Shaw arriving, and there's the hat-trick.
Tactically, you have to get it spot on, and I think you're seeing that with the likes of Man City, watching them play, the patterns of play that they have.
When you can't give Lauren Hemp that much time in the box.
What about that from Hasegawa?
When their first 11 are all available, this Man City team are for me, the best 11 in the league.
Kasparov, lovely footwork. Another successful day out.
Manchester City are always going to be the favourites in that game.
It's Khadija Bunny Shaw who scores against Spurs yet again. Manchester City women are back at the Etihad.
Yes, indeed they are, and led into the stadium by the head coach Gareth Taylor, who has picked a very strong team, let me tell you. Welcome to Matchday Live, Friday night, under the lights at the Etihad Stadium. And there is the City squad arriving off the team bus for our game against Tottenham tonight. We will have the starting 11 for you very shortly, but I can reveal, you might have seen her. Ayaka Yamashita is back in the Matchday squad, but does she get the gloves? Let's have a look as the rest of the players come down the stairs. There's Lauren Hemp, last month's Player of the Month. All stern faces. Alex Greenwood, all business. Jess Park shone last time in the Etihad, and Bunny Shaw bangs them in against City. This is our starting team tonight. Kiara Keating keeps the gloves. Clean sheet last week. Kirsten Kasparov starts at fullback. The centre-back pairing is Alana Kennedy and Alex Greenwood. And completing the defence is Layla Wahabi. Let's move slightly further up the pitch, shall we? Yui Hasegawa starts. She always starts alongside Jess Park in the heart of that midfield. Jill Roord is scoring goals again. So great to see after that awful knee injury. Into the attack, Alba Fagino on the one side, Lauren Hemp on the other, scoring goals, providing goals. And the person that provides the most goals, especially against Tottenham Hotspur, is Bunny Shaw. Just the 2 hat-tricks already for Bunny against tonight's opposition. Well, hello and welcome to what I think is the coolest studio in the WSL. I'm Chris Latchem, joined by the wonderful Karen Bardsley and Tash Harding. Coolest seats in the WSL, what do you reckon, KB?
Oh, absolutely. What a view this is. And I can't wait to see the girls just absolutely dominate the game tonight. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we were just talking off air. You both played in this stadium, Tash, good few years ago now.
Yeah, quite a few years.
Not
What are you saying?
Oh, early dig.
I've been retired that long, Chris. Yeah, no, and I think it just started out, I think, City women at the time were the first to catalyst that professionalism within the women's game, and playing in the men's main stadium, as we like to say now. I think it was big at back then, and it'll still feel special now for the girls to come over.
Special, but did it feel a bit weird walking out when you're used to playing in the Joy Stadium, or the Academy Stadium as it was known back then, walking out to this?
Yeah, I mean, before that we were playing at the track across the street, so anything better than that was definitely a step up. But this place has such good special memories, like not only for myself but for the club and all the special things that have happened here. And let's hope that tonight is another one of those special moments.
Yeah, we are hoping. And Manchester City have this great record on Fridays, never lost on a Friday, and never lost under the lights of the Etihad Stadium. I think it's the first nighttime game. All the other games have been in the day. Yeah. So we've got the darkness, we've got the fans in, and we're hoping for a big result. Let's have a little look at that team. You can see it across the bottom of your screen there. And I want to start with the goalkeeper, because Akaya Yamashita missed the win against Crystal Palace last week. She wasn't fit. She's fit enough for the squad, but Kiara's keeping the gloves. Karen, what do you make of that?
Yeah, obviously this situation has been a point of contention, I think, in the media for a while now, and it's been a talking point across the league. And, obviously Kiara had a fantastic season last year, and then bringing in Yamashita has been a real nice compliment to the department. But like they're both world-class goalkeepers. You've got a senior international established goalkeeper now in Yamashita, and she's not set a foot wrong, but neither is Kiara. And it's just one of those competitions where it's only going to improve the confidence in them from the squad. It's only going to improve the confidence in themselves in terms of whether they're capable or not. We know that they are. So it's a great problem to have, like when you're making that decision as a manager. But yeah, it's going to be tough if you're not obviously making the starting 11 squad consistently.
Yeah, I spoke to Gareth Taylor about it yesterday, and I said, you've got these two great goalkeepers, and you've brought one in, and she's muscled the gloves off the other one. How do you manage that selection headache? He was brilliant. He just said it's a great problem to have, and it's his problem to manage. But as for two goalkeepers in training, does it impact their personal relationship, the fact that every Saturday, when Saturday or Friday night comes, they want to be the number one?
I think it's just something that you learn to accept as a goalkeeper, because obviously there's only one position, isn't there?
Yeah.
And the whole point of the goalkeeper union is that you understand that, and the point is the harder you compete, the better you become, the better the team becomes, the better result becomes. So you have to be quite selfless to be a goalkeeper. And I think, like, regardless of the situation, they're going to want the result tonight. And that's all they'll be focused on. And they're both top professionals. So I think, yeah, of course, Yamashita is going to be disappointed, but she'll be, making sure that she does what she needs to do in the warm-up to make sure that Kiara's prepared and the team gets a result.
Yeah, it looks a really strong team tonight, Tash. I know we were speaking before we came on air, and you were saying that Lyra Alessandri is one of the players that's impressed you the most.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, she's not fit enough for the matchday squad. How big a hole does she leave?
Yeah, I think last year, she was kind of trying to find her way. She was, making some probably errors that she wouldn't have done. But for me, I think she's looked really solid this season. And I said it to KB, I think she just looks a little bit more decisive when she's with the ball and without the ball. She still has a couple of haphazards now and again, but
Don't we all?
Yeah. So, but I think for me, she's looked really solid and has made that position her own, and really comfortable going into midfield. But we've always said her strength and depth, I think, was City's weakness last year. And I think they've got players to be able to cover it now. So I'm not sure it'll be a worry. As much as it's unfortunate for her, but they got Alana Kennedy to be able to still slot in.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? I mean, strength in depth and experience. I had to get my abacus out earlier because the back line has got 312 international caps in that back four, and you take out Laya, who's, I think, got about 40. It's incredible. What's that for a goalkeeper to look in front of you and go, I'm probably going to be all right today?
Well, I think that's kind of one reason why Kiara might be starting, is because there is so much, confidence in that back line in front of her, so much experience. So to complement that with a younger goalkeeper to feel a bit more security.
That's really interesting. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, it could be one of the reasons why. Who's to know? But in terms of the communication, in terms of the organisation, like, they'll still expect her to be doing that, from a goalkeeper's role, but she won't probably have to do as much. Or if she misses something, it'll get taken care of. So I think it's a really well balanced team tonight.
Yeah, really well balanced. What do you think it would be like for defenders, Tash, when the goalkeeper behind you is not necessarily the same week in, week out?
I'm not sure it'll phase them. I think, we've both played at international level. Sometimes it is chop and changed, or club level, things happen. But I think the team is always prepared for the what-ifs anyway. And the girls, like you just said, 300-something caps internationally.
312.
I'm not sure they'll think about it too much.
Keepers.
I love this right now, just because that's two-way glass, isn't it?
So someone's probably right on the other side, just looking into Akaya's armpit as she's doing a warm-up.
Absolutely love that, yeah.
The best tunnel club seats in the house. Yeah, I love that. That's great. Jill Roord is well and truly back after, I think, the most awful injury you can suffer as a professional footballer. ACL injury. She was out for the best part of a year. But we've seen in her last couple of games, she's scoring goals, she's creating goals, and she just looks so good. Is she back at her best?
Oh, she's a tremendous player, and it's hard to know whether she was ever at her best before. She's so good. She's always alert, as you see here. She's first to step to any sort of things that may drop at her feet. She's got the expectation. She reads the game really well. But what I really enjoyed about the game against Aston Villa was the link up and the connection down that left side with Lauren Hemp. And she's just aware of where the space is, where the ball might land, and that's
control finish as well.
And yeah, that's a really great point. It's not only the awareness, but the ability to kind of really make sure she makes the most of the opportunities. And I think that's probably one of the biggest differences from last season to this season is like the chances that are being created. There's a lot of them, and maybe they're not necessarily finishing at all of them, but the ones they are seem like they're being like placed home, and they're really effective.
Is it a surprise to you, Tash, that Jill's performing at the level that she's performing after such a serious injury?
No, not really, because like what Karen said, is she's a quality player, and she's scored goals wherever she's been, whether it would be Arsenal, Wolfsburg, I believe she was there. She is a top quality player, and what she does really well that I think she should be credited more on is her awareness, but her ability to attach herself to where the ball is going to land next. So in that goal, for instance, she knows and scans where Bunny Shaw is, so she attaches herself to it. Where's this ball going to fall? The link-up play with Lauren Hemp attaches herself there down the left-hand side. So I think that's what she's really good at. Her football intelligence, I think, is superior to probably other creative midfielders that we've got in this league. But for me, I think, I've always believed she's an unbelievable player, and probably was unfortunate not to play more at Arsenal. But luckily and thankfully, we've got her at City now.
I think, if I may, on that point around her recovery and from an ACL injury, obviously Chloe kind of suffered something quite similar as well, and both of their recoveries have been remarkably quick. And the way that they've found their form, immediately after returning, I think has been quite impressive. So not just them as athletes and them as how they've handled their recovery, but like the medical team around them and the support that they've got has been exquisite. So I think
it speaks a lot to the sports science that goes on here as well.
Yeah, so I think it's really important to highlight that.
Yeah, we should also highlight, and I'm sure the Tottenham defence and management will be well aware of the threat that Bunny Shaw poses specifically to them as a team. You just look at how much she loves playing against them. 2 hat-tricks against Tottenham already. She'll be thirsty tonight, I would imagine, Tash.
Yeah, I mean, she scores against everyone, so I'm not sure Tottenham are any different. But are we probably going to run out of superlatives to
we'll keep finding them.
But for me, I think she's just an all-round threat. And I always go back to the interview that she did after the Manchester derby, is she said, I know I can improve and get better. Like, that's pretty scary for other teams, the thought of her potentially getting better. What is she going to do tonight? Score 4? Beat the hat-trick? Yeah, that's the only way that she can.
I mean, what I really like about this goal is, just before that cross arrives and the ball goes out wide, she's preparing that space in between the centre backs. She's always she looks a bit disinterested, like, I'm not really bothered if I don't get the ball, but the defenders obviously know that she's a massive threat. So, either they all go to her and then someone else is going to be available, or she's going to get the end on it. She's going to get on the end of it to finish. But something I've been really impressed with has just been, like, her positioning, but also, like, the finishing with her head, like, there.
Yeah.
Well, that was one heck of a header. It's power.
Power.
You know what I mean?
Pure power.
No one's going to want to get in the way.
No. You wouldn't get in the way
I would,
in your goalkeeper.
Yeah, KB would
caught it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would have taken her out.
Right, Friday Night Lights, Friday Night Under the Lights. Did you ever watch that show, Friday Night Lights?
I'm jealous of watching.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guilty of watching that show.
Such a good show. Maybe not one for the younger viewers because it's about 15 years ago now. But basically, Coach Taylor was the coach of this college American football team, and his catchphrase was clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. Well, we've got our own Coach Taylor, Gareth Taylor, and his team, 12 unbeaten, they can't lose. Here he is.
Thanks a lot, guys, and thank you very much to Gareth Taylor for joining us pitchside. I know it's a very busy one, so thanks for taking the time out. The wait is finally over, all that talk leading up to a game at the Etihad, and we're here, so how does it feel building up to it?
Yeah, it feels a bit strange, obviously being here on an evening game from what we've done previously, but yeah, really excited.
For an evening game, how is it for a manager in terms of preparation compared to a Saturday 3 o'clock or a Sunday 1 o'clock as we're used to?
Yeah, it's similar. I think just obviously the atmosphere will be slightly different, playing under the lights, which is a little bit different from playing here in the daytime. And obviously with the crowd in as well, should make it a good atmosphere. And yeah, we're excited about it. A little bit more zip on the pitch than probably what you'd normally get. But yeah, it's a nice Friday night game.
I suppose that zip only helps us in our style of play as well, though, getting the ball and shifting it quickly.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully we can impose ourselves early on and get some dominance on the pitch with our possession game, and be interesting to see which way that Tottenham shape up.
And a typically strong starting 11 as well from you today.
Yeah. I mean, we continued with the same team from Palace. I think that players deserved it. We know that we've got quite a few games coming up in a short period of time, and naturally the team may change, but we felt it was the right way to go. You know, Chiara deserved to be in the goal again, and the team at times can pick itself.
We actually spoke after the Palace game about how difficult they were as an opponent, how they're going to surprise quite a few teams. I imagine wins and performances like that only help coming into big games like this when you have to earn it and be professional rather than sort of coast into one.
Yeah, I think pretty much everything we've done this season we've really had to earn. You don't get given nothing for free, and some of our games have been closer in scoreline, but I've always felt really confident and pleased so far with the 10 games we've had in all competitions. I think the performances pretty much, bar none, have been really strong.
Don't know if you're aware of this, if we get the win tonight, I know there's a lot of work to get there, but it'll be our 250th as a professional outfit. I mean, what an occasion and venue to be able to do that in. Yeah,
it'll be nice. I think, like you say, the hard part is doing that. We've got a lot of work to do tonight to get that, but yeah, it'll be nice.
And Spurs come into this game having got 2 late goals and beaten West Ham at the weekend. What are you expected from them today?
Tough game. They're a hard-working team. Felt that when I watched them against Man United, they were the best team in the first half. United goalkeeper was extremely busy, and then they were unfortunate to lose the game by a decent scoreline. But yeah, they're a really tricky opponent to play against because they never really give you a minute on the ball. So we need to be really slick with our passing, really controlled in our possession, and make the most of our chances.
Thanks, Gareth. Good luck tonight. Cheers. Back to you guys in the studio.
George Kelsey with the gaffer, Gareth Taylor with his thoughts ahead of tonight's game. Manchester City against Tottenham under the lights here at the Etihad Stadium. Right, we've had the Manchester City team. You can see it across the bottom of... It's gone, just like that, as if by magic. I did my Rafa Benitez magic trick. Find it on YouTube. There's another niche reference for you. I think it's time that we have a look at the team that Gareth is sending to face tonight, the Tottenham team. And here we go. So Tottenham lining up with Becky Spencer in goal. Ella Morris, Molly Bartrip, Claire Hunt and Ash Neville are the defence. Luana Buehler, Evelyn Sumanen, Drew Spence and Matilda Vinberg. And then in attack, Beth England and Jessica Naz. Beth England scores so many goals in the WSL and she will captain the team tonight. So that is the Tottenham team going head-to-head with Manchester City tonight. I mean, first thoughts there would be the one that jumps off the page is the goals of Beth England. She's been doing it for years, Karen.
Yeah, she's a lethal striker. She really is. I mean, she just has this like will and desire about her to kind of work really hard to make situations happen. And she's always a threat. She, you know, from the games that I've seen the last few weeks, like she's just left, right, centre, always either dropping in to get on the ball or like threatening the back line to create space for someone else, or she's just, you know, ready to jump on anything that kind of, you know, in terms of second balls or anything like that. So she's very, very alert. But for me, it was Drew Spence in terms of who you really want to stop getting on the ball tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle everything in the midfield, particularly.
Yeah, the midfield could be key. I know that you were talking about the Chelsea game recently. Tash is saying that Tottenham actually impressed you up to half-time. It ran away from them in the second half. Obviously, football matches are 90 minutes. But they've got a real job on their hands to deal with City tonight.
Yeah, but I think, like KB said, Drew Spence, you know, she's played at Chelsea for a long time. She's an experienced player, but she's got some absolute wonderful feet as well, and she can hit the ball from 20, 30 yards out. What they have to be careful of is probably in transitions is probably where City will hurt them, because that's where Chelsea hurt them, because they want to be brave, they want to keep the ball, but that's where they might start to run out of steam. But yeah, I think they might hold their own for a couple of minutes, but for me, I think Drew Spence is probably the one, is the key one, like KB has said.
They'll have some confidence, Karen, because they were on a pretty dreadful run. They won on the opening game of the season, then they went on a long run, not winning any, losing 3 in a row, conceding 11, but then last week managed to get over the line and beat West Ham with the craziest own goal I've ever seen, right?
Yeah, that was hard to watch, to be honest. But yeah, you gotta take it where you get them, right? But yeah, from what I saw when they played Chelsea, like you said, Tash, earlier in the build-up to this, they had a great first half, didn't they?
Yeah, they were brave, played out really well, kept the ball really well, and caused Chelsea a threat, a problem really.
But they're such a workhorse team in terms of they're going to play their own way. They're going to play a really aggressive way in terms of wanting to build a little bit and then going a bit direct. So like hitting the wide areas, looking to really pull City back line and midfield apart. But I do think it's something that the City defence will be able to manage pretty well. I mean, Yui's been phenomenal in terms of breaking up passes, intercepting passes, and then starting attacks. So in terms of getting control of the game nice and early, I think that'll be key for City. But it'll just be so interesting to see how Spurs actually go about approaching this game, because Robert Wilhelm said basically that they have to be perfect tonight in order to get a result here, and he's right.
How often does perfection come with a team?
It doesn't.
No,
yeah.
It's impossible.
It doesn't exist.
So there we go. Perfection doesn't exist. Well, good luck Tottenham tonight against Manchester City. I don't want to dredge up any of your lowest memories from football, but the last time Tottenham played Manchester City, they got it handed to them. Really heavy defeat. When you've been on the end of a heavy defeat in your playing careers, how much of a bearing does that have the next time you go to that opponent again, Tash?
I've had many of those.
Sorry.
No, to be honest, I think you have to have good support network around you, i.e. the staff have to be, there to support. It's one game, you've got to put it to bed, you've got to learn from it, certainly. But I think, when the games that I've lost, specifically to Arsenal, that were heavy defeats, 4 or 5-1 or 5-0, the next game or the next week you have to prepare yourself to just start again. It's got to be, if you continue to just talk about that game, it goes into the next game. So I do think it'll be in the back of their minds, Tottenham, but you'll probably set them up to just not let that happen again. And then they'll try and see positives in that way.
Yeah, we didn't touch on it when we did the team. I just did the starting 11, but Hayley Raso, a bit of a reunion for her. She's on the Tottenham bench tonight, Karen.
Yeah, no, I kind of hope she gets on, in one way, because, she's been away, she's been out injured for a bit, but I also know, how lethal she can be, because she's absolutely rapid. I remember when she was playing here and she signed for us, and obviously England had played Australia. I think it was might have been in the build-up to the World Cup as well. They basically said they'd cancel each other out like Beyblades, and I was like, what obscure reference. Do you remember those things that used to battle against each other and fly off? So she's a physical presence, she's a direct threat. But, we might see her maybe towards the 60th, 70th minute today if she gets on. But the same with Alana Kennedy. She used to play for Spurs as well, so it might be a bit weird for her. I don't know.
Yeah. I've got my nerd on ahead of this game. Been going through the stat sheets and all of that. The stats tell us that Tottenham concede more headers than anybody else, and they concede more from set pieces than anybody else. So City will be well aware of that. How do they approach that, do you think, in attack?
I don't think City will change anything than what they've done already. I think, that Bunny Shaw and the rest of the players score multiple different goals throughout. We just saw a Bunny Shaw header, we saw a Jill Roord pass along the floor, bottom corner. So I'm not sure they will change much. They might emphasise it a little bit more in terms of maybe set plays. But I don't think City will change much.
I think, not to be disrespectful, with all respect, I suppose, Becky Spencer's not been in the best form. So in terms of putting balls into the area, the things that, like you say, Tash, City have been predominantly very good at so far this season. I imagine we'll see more of it, and when they do get the opportunity from a corner or a set piece, they're going to put the ball in the area, aren't they? Because you've got the likes of Bunny Shaw, Jill Roord's a unit as well, so she's going to come through and get on the end of it. So I would say they're going to capitalise on it if they do get the opportunity to.
What sort of cloud of doubt does it put in a goalkeeper's mind when they're in that bad run of form, having conceded the amount of goals that they conceded over the last couple of months?
Yeah, I think it's a level of uncertainty, maybe, especially if a ball's coming to the area, you're not feeling terribly confident. Is the keeper going to come? What's the communication like? Is the defender going to own the situation where maybe the goalkeeper should really?
Almost like an added thought process rather than just doing it.
Yeah.
You're then having to think, what do I do here?
Maybe. But, we've also seen, that Becky Spencer's a fantastic goalkeeper as well, and she might just be in a bit of form. She's got phenomenal feet in terms of being able to move around the area. And we've seen some massive saves, in the World Cup from Jamaica and things like that. So she's certainly capable of, standing on her head and making it really difficult, like what we saw at the weekend from Manchester United with Fallon Joyce as well. So, let's hope she doesn't have one of those games tonight.
Well, yeah, let's hope she doesn't. She might need to be at her very best against Manchester City, because it's not just Jill Roord, it's not just Bunny Shaw, it's not just Jess Park who loves to score in this stadium. Lauren Hemp has been absolutely flying for City recently. She was the WSL Player of the Month for October, and we caught up with her earlier in the week just to ask her what it means to play in a big stadium like this.
So Lauren, the first Etihad game against Spurs is upon us. How are you feeling ahead of that one?
Yeah, really excited. We've had many great occasions at the Etihad, and it's nice now to play a few more games there as well, which will be exciting. And yeah, Spurs are definitely not an easy test. We've got so much respect for them. They bring so many strengths. So yeah, I mean, we just can't wait to get back to the Etihad and yeah, hopefully bring a lot of big crowds with us.
How do the preparations and also sort of the build-up generally to a game at the Etihad alter compared to at the Joy?
I feel like it's pretty similar. I mean, the day before the game, we'll go and train at the Etihad, which is nice just to get our surroundings back. But yeah, I mean, it's very similar to playing at the Joy. I mean, it will be great to get as many fans as we can there possible, and it will just be a great experience. But like I said, it would be like nice to have that as the norm as many times as we can. But it's great to be able to play there a few times this season.
Yeah, how much of a bonus do you feel it is to be playing there 3 times this year compared to only once the last 2 years before?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Obviously, having that experience a few times this season will be beneficial for us because it's not like you play there once and then it's sort of you forget about it then until the next season. It'll be good to get that experience to then obviously be prepared for the next time we play at the Etihad. So yeah, it's great to be able to play there and have so many different occasions that so many different fans can be able to come and experience.
Without giving too much away, what's been the message from the manager this week, sort of leading up to this big game?
Yes, it's all completely positive. Obviously, we've had a great start to the season. We're still unbeaten, which is important for us. So the messages are pretty similar to what they are every single week. It's just refining them details based on the opposition that we're coming up against. And like I said, we've done in-depth analysis about the strengths and areas that we can exploit the opposition, which is obviously what we're hoping to do on Friday.
Just finally on the Etihad game, our fans have been absolutely incredible this season, home and away. How much of an impact do you feel they can have this Friday?
Yeah, massive impact. I feel like especially in recent games when we've been maybe struggling and been in losing positions, the fans have definitely helped to give us that boost and will to obviously get through the latter stages of the game and come out with the wins that we have done. So yeah, I mean, we'll need them more than ever on Friday. It's important that we're able to hear you loud and proud. So yeah, that'll be good to get as many people as we can there possible because it just gives us as a players a massive boost.
Great to hear from Lauren Hemp as the City players continue going through their pre-match rituals. Interesting to pick up that she said that Gareth Taylor had the players training out on the Etihad pitch yesterday, Tash, just to get them used to probably the change of size of a pitch as much as anything else.
Yeah, I think KB will obviously be able to tell you as well. International football, you tend to do that quite a lot. So you train at the stadium the night before that you're about to play in, just to become familiar with it because it's all different. And I believe they trained at the same time as tonight's kick-off as well. So whether they did or didn't do that, but that's what another tactic is usually done. You train usually the same kick-off time. But yeah, it's just to become familiar with it, really. It's, you know, it's nothing more than that, really.
Get everyone comfortable.
Yeah.
We saw in that little interview, rolled over the top of Lauren talking, was the goal that she scored against Villa. Sort of controlling the ball in her head and then going, I'll just overhead volley it into the top corner. It's absolutely ridiculous technique.
No, it's tremendous, isn't it? You know, just in terms of the awareness, but the ball in the box here, in terms of watch her back pedal, she comes off, you know, and reacts to the deflection. As she takes it off her head, it's just like the awareness. She knows the keeper is out of position and on the floor and scrambling, but all she needs to do is put on target. But it's the loft that she gets that makes it almost impossible for any defender to be able to, you know, jump up and have a head on it. So, like, she was everywhere that game. She was absolutely amazing. But like, watch, she just attracted for the run from Jill Roord to go near post, but then she pulls off Lauren Hemp here.
It's deliberate, isn't it? It's a head to herself. She knows she's going to try it.
I don't know. I'd like to think that it is. I mean,
I'm giving her that.
She'll have to be the one that tells you, but to me, it looks like she knew that she just needed to get it in the back of the net, and she was going to do it any way she could. But you know, like, it was such a great game for her. Like, again, alert, front-footed. The awareness here, I believe this is the West Ham game.
Yeah.
To see the ball,
Yes.
coming out. She's ready. She's on the front foot, but it's the awareness of her to change position, get the ball across her. So alert, alert, alert. She sees the defender coming in from her right, cuts back onto her left, puts on her favorite foot, and just goes, "Yeah, have that."
So she's
What
scoring
finish.
goals.
Yeah.
She's setting up goals. What's impressed you the most about Lauren this season, Tash?
Just more consistent, I think. I think she's still really young. I think we all need to remember that. She's still developing her game and as a person and as a player. So, but for me, it's the consistency. I think sometimes last season she kind of didn't have that consistency in games as much, but I think now people are talking about her every single game or saying, what she did really well. Before it was mostly Bunny Shaw and Hasegawa, whereas now she's putting herself in that mix and we're constantly talking about, she did this, that game, she did this. So, but for me, I think it's just the consistency. I think that's what she's been better at this year.
Consistency is the watchword for this club, actually, Karen, because you go back to the only drop, you would say, for the season was a very impressive 2-2 draw with Arsenal right at the start of the season, but they're unbeaten in 12 in all competitions with a little stop-off, just beating Barcelona 2-0 as well.
Oh, that game was amazing, wasn't it? And we were obviously in here in the studio for that 2-2 against Arsenal, which I do think the girls have obviously taken a lot of lessons from in terms of the mistakes that they made, maybe the preparation, ultimately the result. They were quite lucky, I think, to get a draw from that. In years past, they probably would have dropped points, so to be able to kind of claw that one back. But in terms of consistency from that moment onward, Gareth consistently says they're underperforming, like we're just going to get through it and get the points, and ultimately that's what matters at the end of the day. Sure, you want like consistent performances in terms of like, overachieving your XG and things like that, but ultimately you just got to win.
Yeah, and win they have been doing. The Barcelona one, I spoke to Gareth yesterday and I said, what do wins like that? It's different to playing West Ham, with respect. Tottenham in the WSL, this is the best team in the world, Barcelona. Yeah. What does it do to beat teams like that? And he said it just gives the confidence that we now are in a position that we can go on and win the biggest things. Yeah. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it means they've got the confidence to do it.
Yeah, we spoke about it, trust the process. We've both been in there, but I just think that, I watched that game from home, absolutely thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And I thought they deserved it. And to beat the best team in Europe, that's probably been the best team in however many years, KB, but yeah, to beat them comfortably, I think, it's going to give you loads of confidence.
We spoke about perfection, didn't we? And whether or not it's achievable. And that first 45 minutes, proved that it was.
Yeah.
The way they came out with the belief, the intensity, the pressure that City were able to apply to Barcelona. Barcelona looked so uncomfortable, unprepared for that level of pressure and couldn't cope. They were coughing up balls in the midfield, like unable to get any sort of rhythm or control in the game. And that is the level now that we know that City are capable, and that's what we expect to see. So, we speak about consistency, like that's what we want, that's what the fans want, because we know what they're capable of now.
Yeah, well, and then in the second half, rode a bit of a storm and stormed down the other end and snatched a second.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant performance. I loved that night. The last time City were in the Etihad was the win over Manchester United, and that day, just to complete the chat about all of the attacking threats and the players that have the creativity in them, Jess Park was brilliant that day. She scored 2 goals. I think we can show you those goals. No, we can show you Jess just warming up now. Basically, she's a big game player, isn't she? She's stepping up, and this is the kind of night that she lives for, Tash.
Yeah, I think that the United game, she just linked up really well with Bunny Shaw. And I remember interviewing her after the game. We spoke with her, didn't we, KB? And after the game, I think we did an interview with Sean right Phillips pitch side. And I said to her, like, what made you go from being a wide player to being central? She said, I just feel more comfortable in smaller spaces. And I think she's really grown into a big game player, even though she's probably the smallest player, but she's the big game player. And I think, again, someone who's so young, still really young, still learning her trade of some sort. But yeah, I think, she just links up really well, just finds pockets of space that probably we wouldn't really see.
Yeah, scored against Arsenal at the Emirates as well, big game.
Great goal, by the way.
Yeah, absolute banger. I mean, she's got some competition now, but like definitely. She
knows the cameras are on her. Did you see that little trick?
All right, fancy. That was definitely a contender for goal this season for me. And then, like, she's done a cheeky chip, hasn't she, at Crystal Palace as well. But, like, what I've seen from Jess, you know, when she's come into the squad, is quite, I mean, she's still significantly younger than me. But, you know, the confidence that she has in order to take people on and keep, you know, doing it, the confidence. And she's obviously taken on board a lot of the feedback from the coaching staff as well. And the biggest opportunity that I've seen for her was obviously when we lost Jill Roord to injury. That lovely little goal, that confidence. Again, we spoke...
Take that on the volley.
Yeah, we spoke about preparing the space, though, didn't we, in terms of, like, is that poor defending from Manchester United, or is it, you know, the ability to kind of read what's going to happen next and be one step ahead, you know? You see the run, she's threatening and behind, she's making space for herself and her teammates, and she's constantly just got her head on a swivel, like, where's my next opportunity going to be?
Such good technique, that, isn't it?
Opening the hips and side of the foot.
She knows that Bunny Shaw's going to take the United defenders away as well, so she's quite clever to hold that run a little bit longer.
Just alert.
Ghosting in, alert.
Absolutely alert. She's
terrific, yeah.
She's sharp to it.
Is she untouchable in this City starting team? Is she a guarantee? Is anyone a guarantee on a team sheet, but as close to being?
Yeah, no one's untouchable in this squad, but in terms of, is she going to show up if you give her the opportunity? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah. And she proves it, and she proves it again and again and again. And I know she'll really be looking forward tonight. We should probably give a nod to the job that you're doing at the academy as well, Karen. When we look at the bench tonight, there's a couple of players in there that you will be well aware of. Gracie Pryor is on the bench. She made a WSL debut last week. And also Lily Murphy. Tell us a little bit about those two.
Yeah, I mean, they're great kids, first and foremost, really great young women. I've had the pleasure of seeing Gracie Pryor, you know, develop into a really solid defender, and, you know, with some of the injury worries and concerns at the minute, being able to come on and make your debut and see a result out is a massive one.
So she's very tall, she's very strong, but she's excellent on the ball as well.
Yeah, exactly. Gracie? No, she'll be a ball player in the centre back for sure. You know, similar to what the likes of Alex and the likes of Leia as well, but you see Lily coming on here. She's absolutely rapid.
Really?
Absolutely rapid. She will give Lauren Hemp a run for her money in a foot race.
We should set it up. Some content.
We should, shouldn't we? Yeah.
For the app.
All right, sort it out, guys.
Just get them in a foot race. What should we do? 40 yards like they do in the NFL? Just go. Who'd win?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll referee it because I've not got the hamstrings anymore.
Who do you think would win in a race out of us three?
Me.
Yeah,
and I've only got one.
Those long legs. Yeah. You've only got one hamstring. I've only got one knee. Tash, what are you lacking?
I've got a metal hip.
Metal hip. God.
Can't get 40 yards between us, mate.
Maybe we'll do an egg and spoon race or something. Three-legged race. That's all we've got. Right, OK, so we're going to head down to pitch side because Izzy Christensen, formerly of this parish, she's doing a bit of double trouble tonight. She's working for Sky Sports, but we grabbed her and we got her thoughts ahead of this one.
Hello and welcome to the Etihad Stadium, City v Spurs, joined by former City midfielder and Sky commentator today, Izzy Christensen. Izzy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
First, your reaction to the team news?
Yeah, it's looking pretty consistent again with City. I think Virginia had a fantastic game against Crystal Palace. Thought she was really effective off that right-hand side, and of course Lauren Hemp on the other side providing the assist for Bunny Shaw. I think it'll be a really good night for the front three, and of course Jill Roord again backing up her goal last week at Crystal Palace. So yeah, I think we're in for a great night at the Etihad.
Last spoke to you just before the Arsenal game on the opening day. I mean, what have you made of City's start to the season so far?
I think they've been brilliant. I think they've been super consistent. They've been great to watch. I think they look really tight, sort of watertight at the back. Alana Kennedy obviously coming in for Laia Alejandri again, second game running, which is great for her. Shows the depth that City have got in their squad to bring on a brilliant international like Alana Kennedy into the back four. So alongside the captain Alex Greenwood. So I think, you know, they're in a really exciting place, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they perform tonight.
And a bit of Friday night football. Did you enjoy playing a night game as a player?
Loved a night game. Didn't get many Friday night games. It must be a modern thing now, but you know, if you can't play on this, you might as well give up. This is beautiful, beautiful.
And just finally, obviously, Spurs come into this game, beating West Ham late on. What are you expecting from them tonight?
Yeah, I think more of a gritty performance, I think Spurs play some really good football. They've got the details in possession to hurt teams. I think they showed that against Chelsea in the opening 20 minutes. Obviously, they got a big win last weekend against West Ham. Not playing particularly well, but they've definitely got players that City need to keep their eye on tonight.
Lovely, thanks Izzy. We'll let you go off to Sky rehearsals.
Thank you.
Back to you in the studio. Chris. Oh yeah, go on. Chris, Karen and Tash, thanks a lot.
Let's go.
Let's go. I love that. I love that at the end. What a brilliant player she was. What a brilliant pundit she is. And she's continuing to do some work with you at the City Academy?
She literally does everything. I don't know how she does it. No, she's obviously a tremendous teammate when we all played together. Fantastic midfielder. I think she got Young Player of the Year from.
Was she here from the inception?
Yeah, no, she was. Yeah. So what's it, the original 5 or 6 of us?
The OGs.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah. Keep going. No, it's like she scored the winning goal in the League Cup, the Conti Cup final. When it was called that, in our first year as a fully professional team, and like that just kind of set us on the trajectory to become, who we are today. But she's been a pivotal part in our academy as well. She's working with our under-16s, and she's just phenomenal to have around, a group of young people who not only can see a pathway into professional football, as she's, displayed, but also punditry, comms, and things like that.
The whole industry.
Great
She's
role
showcasing
model.
that.
Yeah, great role model for us.
Yeah, and thank you to Izzy for giving her time. We didn't pay her. She just came over and did it. As a great pundit, she's always here for us as well. Now, Tottenham have not had the best of times against Manchester City. City have beat them in 8 of 9 WSL games they've played, and the aggregate score is 28-5 City. Let's have a little flashback at some of the memorable moments from this fixture.
And again, a fabulous effort from Chloe Kelly.
Here's Uahabi. Uahabi's ball in is inviting. And Khadija Shaw is there to accept the invitation. A thumping header after a fabulous ball in from Leila Uahabi. Well, she enjoys playing Spurs coming into this game. It was 6 goals in 4 matches against them, and she's powered that one in to bag another against the North Londoners today.
Once again, Tottenham trying to limit the passing lanes, and Williams putting the pressure on Roebuck, and it has to be just scooped away by Latchem. She does find the pocket of space in the heart of the pitch that's created by the high press, and the flag seems to be staying down here as Becky's in behind. Chance for the Canadian, it's 2-0. Her 4th goal of the campaign. Cool as you like, as Tottenham got caught pressing high up the pitch, and it took really just 2 passes out from the back and then 1 through the heart of the pitch to release the 26-year-old. 1-on-1 with the keeper, coolly guiding it into the far bottom corner.
Hasegawa to strike one. Oh, that's magnificent from Yui Hasegawa. Her first Manchester City goal in almost a year and a half. A moment of magic from the Japanese international. A well-worked short set piece. Hasegawa let rip, and there was nothing Botikova could do about it.
Tottenham have a player still down. Manchester City will continue. And again, a fabulous effort from Chloe Kelly.
What a fantastic strike. And going back on what we said about 15 minutes ago, she's been the pivotal part of this Manchester City attack so far.
Lifted into the area again more work to do for Spurs, and finally Manchester City do find the breakthrough. Bunny Shaw for Man City, rolls in with ease. We've got another go here, Lauren Hemp, and now Bunny Shaw arriving, and there's the hat-trick. Manchester City showing that they mean business in the title race.
I told you it's a lopsided history, didn't I? Some good goals in there.
Some absolute bangers in there.
Bangers. I love the one that went in off the crossbar. Chloe Kelly from outside the box. Stunning. Not enough of you two in that video, but that,
We're at the other end.
We'd be in trouble if she was scoring the goals.
That is true. It'd be some goal kick, wouldn't it? Right, it is quiz time. Now, Karen and Tash, you've got your whiteboards at the ready? Okay, now we've been out and we've asked some Man City fans, the Fanatics, to fire some questions away. They're going to ask one question, you're going to write your answer down. Best of 5. And I haven't yet decided what the prize will be, but...
I didn't know we were playing to do.
Exactly, we didn't tell you that. Can we have question 1, please?
My name's Liz, and I think it's going to be 4-1 tonight. My question is, what was the score the last time we played them in the WSL, and who were the goal scorers?
Who were the...
Right, that's a lot. Is that the...
What was the score last time we played them in the W? I can't give you this information. Come on, we're testing your knowledge. Who scored the goals? What was the score?
Got 2-0.
2-0. And the goal?
And I think one of them...
Get right in, Tash.
I think one of them was an own goal.
When was that one then?
From Amy...
Oh, there's going to be some bonus points here.
James... Oh, Turner.
Tash, give us a score, quick.
And then Bunny.
Well, that's, I think, 100%. I think I just need the... well, you're handing it to her.
Yeah.
Could we have question 2 and hope that Tash does a bit better?
I came second.
Second in a 2-horse race.
My score prediction is 5-0 to Manchester City. How many times have Manchester City won the FA Cup, and in which years?
Oh gosh.
Which years?
So how many times have City won the FA Women's Cup, and in which years? So, I mean, you could... You're only going to need 1. You're not necessarily going to need the years to beat Tash the way she's going.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure it was 3.
What are you going for, Tash?
I went to 2016 and 2018.
Okay. KB, 2016, 2018, 2020.
Is it COVID?
Yeah!
Oh!
Well,
Wait, I just
as a
16,
flag on the play. You've got 3 times, but I think your years are a bit out. So
No, they're not. Look.
No.
There's
no bonus point. Production team, there's no bonus point.
3. Is that half a point?
You're doing very well.
I am.
Tash, less so. Can we have question 3, please?
My name's Annabelle, and I think the score is going to be 4-1. Which player holds the most appearances for Man City, and how many?
Okay, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rule on this. It's closest to the pin, so you don't have to get it exactly. How many appearances, and the nearest one gets the bonus point if you get the player. Right. You've both gone for the same player. How many appearances do you think, Tash? 318. Karen, 215. And the answer is...
The suspense is killing
Steph, 242.
Steph!
So you each get a point, but the bonus goes
good
to
guess.
Karen. Good guess, good guess.
I need to turn off.
All right, time for question 4. What's your name and where'd you come from?
I need an eraser.
Hi, I'm Katie Bamford, and I think the score will be 4-0 to Man City women. And I'm going to ask you a question. Which Man City player has had the most international caps, and how many?
Oh, past or present is tough.
Most international caps.
Yeah. Remember, there's 312 in the defence.
Oh.
But who's got what?
It's got to be Steph, right?
Ah.
Ooh.
Right, here.
Going for Scotty. You're going for Steph. And how many do you think?
Well,
Farrah Williams was the most, right? So 138.
138. Jill Scott. Steph's not got 215 caps. She's not. That is terrible.
The same answer as last
Jill
time.
Scott, 161. So
well
I'm going to give you the bonus as well. I'm going to give you the bonus because you're nearer.
Thank you.
There we go. That tightens it up. What question are we on now? I've lost the thread. Is it question 5? 5 alive.
Thank God.
I'll let you back in.
Hi, my name's Olivia, and I think the score predictions today are going to be 3-0. My question is, who scored a first-half hat-trick against Spurs last season, and what were the times?
What were the times?
If you get this, I mean, that's ridiculous. If you get the times, I think you'll get the player. So you've got to write 3 times down.
Half, though?
What are the odds on you getting this right with a guess, Tash?
Don't know.
Quite slim.
Does it need to be like, can it be in the ballpark? Are we doing a ballpark?
We doing the... Yeah.
9, 17, 32, 15, 20, 40. Okay, well, we'll have a look at the answer and I'll decide who's won.
I have no idea.
23, 32, 38.
32, but that, by the way.
Oh, we got 1 correct.
Yay!
So they both got it, but if we give you a bonus point, Tash, it means it's a draw, and we haven't got a tiebreaker.
No, I'll come second. KB can win.
No, it's okay. Let's do a
say
tiebreaker.
Maybe at half-time. We'll come up with a tiebreaker at half-time. It's a fabulous draw. A fabulous draw. Well done. Well done to the production team as well.
We have to do a portrait of Chris.
Who went out and did... and also, did you notice all of the score predictions?
Yeah,
They're all
said
sort of 4-0, 4-1.
5-0, someone said. That was the most. 4-1, actually, someone said.
Yeah, Tash, can you just do me a smiley face for how you're feeling? Are you happy or are you sad right now?
I'm lovely.
Oh. It's a slightly demonic-looking,
stunning
Beano cartoon. I like that. Okay, sunny dispositions from both. Right, it's time we caught up with one of City's real stars, one of their high-capped players as well. 130 international caps for Alana Kennedy. We took her for a walk and talk.
Hasegawa. Look towards goal, and it's turned in by Park again.
Back at the Etihad on Friday, how excited are we?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We've had some good performances here, always get a good crowd, so it should be a good one.
Lauren said recently that the fans have made the Etihad feel like home. When walking into a stadium like this, how important is it to have all those fans here?
I think they definitely help us throughout the game, knowing there's so many people here supporting you.
We obviously love playing at the Joy, but how does the Etihad differ to those games?
I think it's just the bigger stadiums. I think that's sort of what you dream of as a young kid, to play in front of big crowds. The Joy is great with the intimate crowd, but just having more people here watching the game, it's just one of those things that you sort of dream of as a young kid. Only the 5th ever match here. Do you look for these matches on the calendar when you get the fixtures? I think they're always the exciting ones. So yeah, against Spurs as well will be, that's my former team a couple of years back. So yeah, looking forward to it. Is there an example of playing at grounds like this with this capacity showing that the women's game's going in the right direction? You've seen over the last couple of years the growth of the game, particularly over here with the Lionesses' success over the last few years. And I think it's always nice as a player to feel that investment from your club as well. Dependent on the team sheet that comes out on Friday, this could be quite a few of the players' first match here. How should they be feeling ahead of this one? I think excited. I'm sure the fans are going to bring a great atmosphere, and these are the moments that, as a footballer, that you look forward to. So yeah, I guess I would just say to enjoy the experience.
Interesting times for Alana Kennedy. The experienced Australian international comes into the starting lineup here today.
I think that's probably one of my favourite memories, playing for City. Yeah, it was a really good game from everyone involved, and yeah, again, just being able to celebrate in front of a packed stadium and the crowd. Yeah, it's always special, so hopefully we have something similar on Friday.
Alexandra injured in the warm-up.
I guess, yeah, you have to prepare every game as if you're going to play, but it was a last-minute change, and so for me, I think I was just excited at the opportunity to play in a big game, an exciting match against a good team as well. So you always want to rise to those occasions, and everyone did that day. We all had a really good game.
It is Derby Day in Manchester. City against United at the Etihad Stadium.
Would you say it was one of your favourite in a City shirt?
Yeah, definitely. I think the game itself and the experience was probably one of my favourites.
Wahabi into Park, brilliant! Look towards goal, and it's turned in by Park again.
And on that day, Bunny also came the record goal scorer. She has a great record against Spurs, 9 goals in 5 league appearances against them. So really, it's a perfect match for Bunny coming in. It is. That's a great stat. So hopefully, hopefully she continues that as well, which I'm sure she will. She's been in great form. A win on Friday would be 6 wins in a row in the WSL. What a season you guys are having so far. Yeah, we are. I think it's important that we continue to focus on each game as it comes. A big game on Friday, so yeah, it's important for us that we continue that form. And what are we expecting from Spurs this Friday? Hopefully a win, hopefully a good crowd, and a really good performance as well.
So Alana Kennedy up against her old side tonight. She's in the back line. Let's just remind ourselves of the team. We're, 5 minutes away from kickoff. So Kiara Keating in goal, Kirsten Kasparai, Alana, Alex Greenwood and Layla Wahabi are the back line. Yui Hasegawa and Jess Park in the sort of linchpins of midfield. We move into attack. Jill Roord, Alba Fagino, Lauren Hemp, as the light show begins behind us.
It's the Undertaker.
With the Undertaker's theme tune. Perfect timing.
Wow.
With Bunny Shaw up front. Oh, wow. This is the first time that I've been in this seat to see that light show. It's pretty special. I'm sure you can see that. Let's just enjoy this. You don't need my waffle. Wow. Oh, yeah.
God, imagine when they win the league. What they'll get.
That is class, isn't it? And that's what you get when you play under the lights on a Friday night. Absolutely mega. So we're getting close to kick-off. Now, I need to tell you about Steph Horton, the legend who doesn't quite have 215 international caps, but she did have loads, and she is the record appearance holder for Manchester City. She's written a book, Steph, and we caught up with her this week.
You've obviously played at the Etihad before. To have 3 in a season, though, is the right direction to be going in, to be getting there regularly, I assume.
Yeah, of course. We want to grow our fan base, and what a great opportunity for fans to come to the Etihad to watch and to see fireworks as well. And hopefully the game is like that as well. To be honest, I think we want a good game of football. We want, obviously, the girls to be doing as well as they're doing so far this season. It's a big opportunity to do that at the Etihad. So for me, it's a great stadium to be part of, and to see as many fans as we can get there to come and support the girls. So I'm definitely going to be there and looking forward to it.
Yeah, fingers crossed for a win.
Leading from the back is Steph Horton's autobiography, released yesterday. That would make a nice stocking filler, wouldn't it? Look at these pictures, the light show here at the Etihad for our Friday night game, Manchester City against Tottenham. Karen, Tash, let me ask you for your predictions for tonight, apart from the fact that there's probably going to be the best light show we've ever seen.
I'm going to go 3-1 City.
3-1 City?
Yeah.
Bit tighter than all of our fans from the Fanatics quiz were expecting.
Just because Spurs did well against Chelsea, might pose a threat, but I don't believe they'll win.
KB?
I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going with a very conservative 2-0 win, because I just think that the manager for Tottenham, his comments would suggest that they're really going to shore up defensively, so I think they're going to make it difficult. Yeah.
OK, I think there's going to be 4 City goals, and I think there'll be another clean sheet for Chiara Keating. So I think it's going to be 4-0. You can see on your screens there, the teams are in the tunnel. Now, that is your cue, KB, the busiest woman at this club. She's already worked at the academy today. We've had her busy in the studio. Get to the commentary box alongside the wonderful Alistair Mann.
Good luck, girls.
I'll hold it.
And you can hear commentary on the City app.
Well, thank you, Chris. Good timing indeed. City women are back at the Etihad Stadium, looking to maintain their unbeaten start to the season on what has all the potential to be a very special occasion. It's the first time they've ever played under the lights here, an extra ingredient which always seems to add that little bit